Police work is tough, man. You know, a lot of officers retiring don't live a year after retirement.
Because of the stress?
From day in, day out, over 20 years dealing with the fuck the city offers you. In Baltimore City, you work 20 times harder than any other jurisdiction. It's just a fact.
I don't think people have any idea.
They have no
I
clue.
have no idea.
Big H and Dre, two career Baltimore police officers. They've both been in flex team task forces, plainclothes units, and they're truly two of the best of Baltimore's finest. Baltimore is a city that was known as the murder capital of the country. You know, that police department was just ravished with corruption. And now that I've become very close with these unbelievable people who have been a part of that police department through all of that, I am truly blessed to be doing what I'm doing. I think you guys feel the same way about what you do.
Absolutely.
And I just, you know, the people that you meet along the way. And yeah, I said before, you know, one of the criteria about being on this show is I gotta love you, and I love y'all, man. Y'all
love
are
you
my
more,
brothers,
bro.
and the connection was immediate. The respect that you garner among your peers, among your fellow officers in Baltimore, is staggering. The way in which I've seen the community react to you guys is beautiful. It's respect and it's love. And it's just an honor. I'm really appreciative that you guys are here, man. And
How did you two meet?
Oh, man.
We met in the academy, but we wasn't like...
No, because in the academy, like, I got in the academy in 2011.
were you both in together?
Yes.
Yeah, just different classes.
Okay.
I was in like 1101.
1101.
So,
Yeah, I want like first impressions too. Because I know how, I mean, y'all are as close as motherfuckers can get. Like, you guys are
I
like,
think that
so I
happened
want
in
like,
the Northeast, right?
yeah.
go ahead.
Because I was in 1101, you was in 1103, right? And so it's the 2011, I was the first academy class. He was in 1103, the third academy class. So when I got out in the streets, I was assigned to the Northeast District. Mm-hmm. He got out in the streets, he wasn't assigned to any district. He was assigned to a downtown unit.
Yeah.
Where they go, he'll tell his part. But then he came to the Northeast, what, like 2 years later?
Yeah, I got...
And then once he got to the Northeast, he was assigned to Sector 2, which is another sector in the Northeast.
Can you describe the Northeast for people?
The Northeast is the biggest district in the city. It covers about 9.2 miles.
Okay.
And it's the largest district in the city that deals with any and everything.
Okay.
We have residential homes. We got the home, the hood. We have everything.
We have a
the
university.
plethora of everything. Huh?
We have a university there.
Yes. Morgan State is
Shout out
actually
to them.
in the Northeast. Shout
Yeah.
out to them.
Yep.
So pretty much the Northeast, that's why I had all my trainees, I want them to learn in the Northeast. Because you learn your white collar crimes. You learn your armed robberies. You learn your shootings, your cuttings, your stabbing, your domestics. You get everything. You can hone in your skill set as an officer working in the Northeast District. It's the biggest district. You're going to have a high call rate volume, but you're going to learn how to write. The only way to do this job is by getting out there and learning how to write reports, and that's how you build your police skill set.
Straight up.
And building rapport with people, interacting with people. You know, some people are shy. Cool, get out there.
Yeah.
Put them with a seasoned vet that can teach them the ropes.
Yep.
You never been to an inner city, you never been to a hood block where they selling. Get out there and talk to them.
That's it.
That's the only way you can get past that nervousness.
Yep.
If you never interacted with it before, okay, go with a seasoned guy that could put you out there and you could talk to these people.
And that's where you met Dre. You met him in the Northeast.
I met him in the North. Well, I met him in the academy, but we didn't converse like that until we got in the Northeast.
In the academy, we just give each other head nods because, like, we'll be working out together, and we'll just be beasting through the workouts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when I got to the Northeast, I was downtown. I was respectfully escorted out of a unit.
Yeah.
They respectfully told him he had to go.
Why is that?
He was showing off too much.
I didn't do something that they wanted me to do.
What they want you to do?
They wanted me to stay there and like just to be there, like just be on. And then shout out to everybody that walked foot. Yeah. We walking foot, and I got into
walking foot meaning doing your patrol.
Yeah, we walking foot, but I see these guys. They riding around in cars.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
They call them motherfuckers the bumblebees and shit. They had cute little orange vests and shit walking around.
Well, I can't.
They had the glow vest.
So, it's funny you say
this motherfucker owns this city. I can't imagine with an orange vest, dude.
Now we had an orange vest, right? So we did everything were like crowd control, drugs.
Yeah,
Like
they were hands-on with that shit.
Yeah, we were hands-on. Like we put up, no lie, we put up 1,000 arrests in like 6 months.
Damn.
The group of us.
Damn.
So all we knew was drugs, like drug arrests. When I got to the Northeast, shout out to Lieutenant DW.
Wow.
I'm writing child abuses. I'm writing.
That teach that motherfucker how to write reports all over again.
I had to learn.
Yeah.
I had to learn because I didn't do that down there. For 2 years, I never wrote a child abuse report.
Right.
So shout out to DW Lieutenant. He would take my reports and like school, hit it with red ink.
Yeah.
And just be like, you gotta rewrite this.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
extending my shift.
Yeah. What, to make it a better case, to make it play better in
To
court?
do it the right way.
The right way.
It wasn't like garbage. And he checked me. He's like, no, if you're gonna be here, like he's saying in the Northeast, you're gonna get everything. You know, there's certain places that you only deal with, drugs. Certain places you only deal with
Larceny from autos.
right.
Fucking
Larceny from
residential
autos,
burglaries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The
You're gonna get
Northeast gives you that collection of everything. But I'll tell you, how me and him first started working together, we in the Chum, chilling.
Chum is a spot.
Chum?
It's a heavy drug area of Northeast.
Okay.
It's a dope
So we
area.
call it the Chum. It's like 5-6 blocks of pure just drug activity.
And it's always every other block is like that. One way this way, one way this way, one way this way. Majority of it got tore down because it was so notorious, but we there with the Silverbacks, the originals. And him and I, we get a dirt bike. It was a dirt bike arrest. And the way him and I, not working together, but we know each other from the academy, we're communicating. And it worked out so well that was our first arrest together.
Yeah.
So it's super hard in this town to get a
get a
dirt
dirt
bike.
bike.
That's like a unicorn.
Wow.
Dirt bikes are so like
They
they
can do
could get
whatever
on
the fuck-
sidewalks.
yeah.
They could get up on like off-road terrain.
They can get low quick.
They could, and they're fast.
Depending on the rider.
Yeah. But
Right.
there's some riders that are sick as fuck around here.
Yeah.
He wasn't one of those guys.
I think
What happened? Tell me what happened.
so. They call it out, and dirt bike is like, it's like when a dog sees a cat.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Forget
That shit
everything
is
else.
like a unicorn.
Oh my
Why?
God.
You because if you succeed,
Because the
it's-
dirt bike violation is hard to get.
Yeah.
And there's
Super hard
no
to get.
pursuit policy in the city. So you can't chase them at the time. You can't chase them at all, the cars and vehicles and shit. You just
Nah,
gotta
at
call
the time
it
we
out.
could chase them.
Yeah,
At the
now
time.
we don't
Now
have
we
pursuit
can't,
policy.
but at the time we could. It was all free game.
Yeah.
So this guy's running through the Chum. Him and I were communicating. We get the guy, because a lot of times with dirt bikes, they'll ditch them. And then they get away.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just got a bike.
Yeah.
Or
How do
something.
you stop a dirt bike?
You can't.
So how did you?
Well, how we did it is
Yeah.
we driving. I turned the overheads off. Because I don't want the motherfucker
we
to
went
hear me.
dark.
Yeah.
We
went
went
dark.
straight, turned the lights off
And are you guys in the same car?
in the same car.
But how did you guys end up in the same car?
We were short of
Yeah,
car.
we were short a car.
Okay.
So they're like, hey, you two, ride
Together.
Okay. Boom.
And I'm like,
Fate
alright,
was
cool.
fucking sealed that day.
Booyah.
Let's go. Okay.
already
So
know.
then what happens?
So the car comes out.
It was a yellow and white dirt bike. I got a picture of it.
He
on
got
my
a
phone.
picture of it and everything. So
That's like your baby. That's like your child. That
I
dirt
love
bike.
dirt
Yeah,
bikes.
yeah, let's go.
I
Let's
love
go.
dirt bikes.
It's not the first one we got either.
Okay. Okay. So what happened?
So I was driving at night. Was I driving? You was driving. Because I think you got him. You got it because you went on foot, right?
Yeah. No, I think I was driving.
You was driving.
I
I
got him on foot.
He got. So we heard him. I
Real
hit
quick,
a dirt
real
bike.
quick. As big as he is, he's the runner.
Wow.
Well, I get on my horse.
And that was
As big as he is, he's the runner. We'll talk about that later.
played
but
football in college.
Absolutely.
I ain't know that
Ooh.
until I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
another story.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
like, you're running.
Yeah.
So we heard it and then we seen it. So I'm like, all right. So he's like, I said, yo, pull out. I said, pull over. I'm gonna go around the corner.
We're following the sound.
we hear the sound.
We're like, yo, he made a left. He made a right.
And as soon as I get out the car, I go behind the bush like I'm in the alley. So I go around and I heard him, but he started fucking up the gears.
Yeah.
So I knew he wasn't experienced. I said, got him. So he didn't see me because I get in stealth mode when the hunter's on. I turn my radio low. I don't want a motherfucker to hear nothing.
Yeah.
So I get around the corner, and he's sitting there trying to kick it. I said, get the fuck on the floor.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and just like he got shook.
Yeah.
And then the bike dropped,
Yeah.
and he didn't even run. And because I was on him. I was right there.
Yeah.
And
That's a whole lot of right there, too, with him, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the guard comes serious.
Yeah, straight
But now he complied. He complied.
he's cool.
Put the cuffs on him. That was it.
Yeah.
It wasn't no putting hands off.
Hey, yo,
what?
we didn't
It's
hit
not.
him.
Yeah.
He was a gentleman, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't hit him. We didn't curse. It was a simple arrest.
But on that day, I get, like, when,
Then this motherfucker takes the dirt bikes and spins it around the block.
Yeah, I was riding shit.
He picked it up and
Picked
everything.
it up before a little
Yo,
riding
the block was like, yo! 'Cause, I mean, now you got a guy in uniform, right? Riding the dirt bike, and the hood loved it.
Yeah, straight up.
Or the neighborhood. The neighborhood loved it.
And you guys have love for the hood.
Of course.
100%.
Yeah.
When you come from it, they
right.
embrace you.
That shit run through us all day.
All day.
Straight up. Like, when did you know that was a cat that you could trust? Like, when did you know that was a guy
That
that
night.
had your back?
That night.
It all started that night?
We've been
and, like,
riding
vice versa?
since then.
Since then.
It's been what? 10 years? No.
No, 11.
No, we got 11 on. It's been 9 years.
9 years, yeah.
Since we riding together.
Can you give me an example, any kind of example, of when H has really been there for you?
We in the 4x4,
Yeah.
right?
4x4 is another.
4 blocks.
It's 4 blocks.
It's like that famous hood in LA
Yeah.
that they film all the time.
Jungle?
In Compton, I guess, where they did training day.
Training day, yeah.
Like one way in, one way out.
Jungle, yeah.
4
But it's
blocks.
4 blocks.
4x4.
Yeah.
It's called a 4x4. Super famous in this town. We get a domestic call, and this dude's a pretty big dude. And she's upset. She wants him out. So I show up, right? I'm primary, because it's my post, and he's just my backup, right? And he did what he was supposed to do. He sees that me and the guy we're bumping heads. Because he's like, short little motherfucker, what you fucking with? And I'm like, what? Who you talking to?
And he a hothead already.
And I'm like this. I'm
This
like this.
little motherfucker.
I'm like, what? I'm like separating, like, what we doing?
Yeah.
I'm completely forgetting my profession.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He checks me, oh, I got it. And the conversation with that gentleman, with him, these guys are walking out like they were best friends. If he would not be there, it would have got nasty. Because he was like, what, 6?
He was like 6'3", 6'4".
Just
But
came
he was
home.
wide, though.
Just came home.
Yeah.
Came home. Found his lady doing something she wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah.
And on one.
And now here I am, showing up, telling him, hey, man, like, you got to come with me. Yeah. You put your hands on this lady.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He wasn't feeling that. So to prevent everyone from getting hurt, especially me, I knew, let me fall back, my ego, right?
Yeah.
I'm humble, let me fall back, and if he could get a better outcome, let him work the case. He has a certain way. He walked in there, and he was like, oh, what's up, big motherfucker?
Yeah.
And the dude was like, what? So now you got 2 big dudes, and he got him to calm down. He got him to, yo, man, you don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, they spoke on a level that I couldn't get them there.
Yeah.
And sometimes with police work,
We call it, I talked him in the cuffs.
yeah.
Talk to me.
He walked them into the cuffs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With no problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Because, you know, not for nothing, every man has an ego. And him just coming home, you know, big dude, to me, that never meant shit. Because you got to bring ass to get ass. But at the end of the day, you got to know how to talk to people.
Straight up.
Because it's not about that. In this profession, you have to have a certain temperament to deal with people and be professional, even when you're dealing with somebody that's ignorant.
Talk to me about the importance of training, and talk to me about I know that's a huge part of your life and what you do. What makes a good trainer, and just talk to me about preparation, why it's so important.
I think H could answer that because
Well, the biggest thing, preparation is key because it's not if, but when something happens. Training with some people, training in general, it's a perishable skill if you don't do it enough.
100%.
And in this line of work, you don't got time for that.
Straight up.
As you can see, there's a lot of people that, killing the badges right now. Making their own individual choices instead of doing.
What does that mean, killing the badges?
by making their own personal decisions instead of making decisions based off of what you were taught and trained to do.
And the oath that you took.
And the oath that you took. Being the agent of your department is paramount in your success in policing. Motherfuckers tend to do what they want to do, forget about what you was taught and groomed to do. There lies the issue. There lies the problem. That's why there's always a dark cloud under law enforcement all around the country. Because some officers tend to do what they want to do instead of what they're trained to do.
It was an individual
Choice.
And
when we make these decisions, a lot of times it's instantaneously.
And with ego.
Yeah.
say
He
ego
feel
too.
there's a lot of motherfuckers that walk around with the badge and think they're God.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
themselves.
What do you think it says about people when they are unable to admit that they're fucking up, to admit that they have flaws? Because I feel like you can't learn that you hit a wall until you admit that you hit that wall.
Absolutely.
So that is a personal thing. So that's not the academy, that's not the profession. That is an individual thing. Like that officer that made that mistake, he needs to go in the mirror, look at himself, and check himself. His coworkers need to check him.
How would you check him if he was one of your coworkers?
I'd have pulled him aside, like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Why are you talking to people?
I'd be like, listen, go sit in the car.
Yeah.
It's no longer your car. I got it.
I got this.
Yeah. And have you guys been in that situation?
Absolutely.
Tell me about just Baltimore in general. Like, came down here. Like, you guys are both New Yorkers, right?
Yeah.
It's dope that you say that. We just came out with like a dope T-shirt, right? Hardest City by the Sea.
Yep.
We were listening one day. We was listening to Nina Simone in Triple C Studio. Shout out to Triple C.
Triple C.
You know, he's our engineer, all that good shit.
Yeah.
And we're just like vibing, right? And Nina Simone said in her Baltimore song that Baltimore is the hardest city by the sea. So we took that.
Beautiful.
Right? As a tribute to this beautiful town. This town is so beautiful. But like you were explaining the other day, there's a certain brutal aspect to whatever, but there's also beauty to it when you was talking about Russia.
They always go hand in hand, don't they?
It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So as a society, we need to realize that it goes hand in hand.
What do you love about this city?
I love the
I love
people.
everything about this
I
town.
love everything. Like downtown
town
is
is-
amazing.
This town on the low
What?
is
It's
so
fire.
dope. It's small, but it feels big.
Yeah.
It has its certain pockets
Yeah.
that is like, yo, what you doing down there?
Yeah.
But then it's beautiful like here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Monarch right here in the Harris group.
What frustrates you about Baltimore?
It's a, you know what?
I'll let him talk about that. Hey, the kid, you know, he knows how to talk.
I don't do politics.
Neither do we. We don't
do politics.
Keep politics out of policing.
What?
100%.
My thing is this,
I
right?
feel like if I've heard one thing over the last month and a half, that's what I've heard the most. Keep politics out.
Two different games.
Straight up.
Two different games.
My thing is, let us know what you want us to do. I could play any game you want me to play. Just give me the rules to it. I don't take shit personal. I'm good on that. This is business.
Yeah.
Let me know what you want done and we'll do it. Period.
Speaking of business, like sometimes he gets at me, I get at him, we get at him, he gets at us.
Yeah.
It's all love.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
business.
Yeah.
So let's move forward so we can continue to like put the best product out there. The town needs to do that. Put the BS inside and give the people the best Baltimore they deserve.
Everybody needs to be on the same page.
Yeah.
I think everybody, politically,
great
everybody
town.
needs to be on the same page because the city is amazing. It could be, like it could be almost a mini New York.
But you know what? Like the hood needs to act accordingly too. It ain't just, the people downtown. The hood needs to act accordingly too.
The
Like,
hood need to act accordingly, but
You can't
we
go-
need them to be able to press the button to send gorillas to do gorilla work.
Straight up.
Exactly.
Can you go into that?
I would love to. Police work is not easy.
That's not pretty.
We make the shit look easy by what we do, how we are as individuals. Police work is tough, man. A lot of motherfuckers don't have no clue what police work is. You know, a lot of officers retiring don't live a year after retirement
Because of the stress.
because of the stress. because of drinking, failed marriages, from day in, day out, over 20 years dealing with the fuck the city offers you.
Nobody. That's the stuff that's behind the curtain.
That nobody, and it's cool. You don't have to care. I get it, but it's a reality. In Baltimore City, you work 20 times harder than any other jurisdiction. It's just a fact.
You're so experienced.
Because of all the shit that's
Because
going on.
everything you go through.
It's constant.
Yeah.
Constant.
Yeah.
Constant.
I don't think people have any idea.
They
how
have no
wild it is.
clue.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Do you think any good out of the all the scrutiny that police are under right now? Do you think any good can come out of that?
Yeah, us.
Yeah.
Explain.
100%.
What we do. Because what we do, we get out there. We hands-on. We talk to people. We had change.
What is an example of a quote-unquote a member of the criminal element, something that you've seen them do that you absolutely respect?
Check it. The first time we went to the West Side, North and Penn.
I took him there.
West Side.
Pensy and North.
Pensy and North.
Yeah,
Yo,
The block is.
John, we was
block is-
working foot, me and him, at postal riots 5
We're
years
basically
ago.
like outside of our element, which was
Yeah.
the Northeast.
Yeah, we from
We're
the east side.
We're like in Fallujah.
Yeah. Word.
Straight up.
I've seen it, man.
But the hood is hood. Anywhere you go, right?
Yeah.
So we in North and Pensy. Me and Dre. We on foot.
Right after the riots.
Right after the riots. They're like, yo, keep this corner. The traffic is gonna be here. You can't do shit about it.
Crystal clear. Keep it clear.
Just keep it clear. From one side, just let them have them keep walking to the other side. We bump into the head guy that runs that entire organization. Gentlemen. We shoot the shit. Where y'all from? We from New York. We talk and we
He came
pop.
up to us.
He came up to us.
We didn't know who he was. Because if you see him, he was just a fly dude in the hood.
Right.
Glasses.
All right.
Clean.
Clean.
Gucci polo.
Well,
Feel me?
on the shit.
Latest drip. He came up to us like, let me talk to y'all.
Yeah. We talking. He said, listen, be honest with you, I did some time. No doubt. I got a couple bags of weed on me right now. I said, we're not here for that.
Mm-hmm.
The way he looked at us and the way we was conversing, he said, damn. I got y'all. What do you do, Dre?
He picked his shades up.
Yeah.
Because he was talking with shades. Picked his shades up. He looked us in the eye and was like, I got y'all. He was like, yo.
Yo, when I tell you the block
Hey, yo, it must have been like 50 people disappeared.
disappeared.
I was like, what in the world?
You know, one of the things that we talk about, and again, I mean, part of the reason why I'm trying to do what I'm doing is I'm trying to give the microphone to people who have actually walked the walk, right? Because too many of these conversations are led by people who have no idea what the fuck they're talking
Absolutely.
about,
And
right?
we appreciate that. Like,
And look, man.
Yo, you're amazing, bro.
I
Telling
listen,
you're just
but
giving us a platform.
I love it, man.
that
I
the
love
world
it.
needs
For
to
like
hear.
Straight
regular
up.
people to hear, you know what I'm saying?
But I think one of the things when you have these sort of like armchair psychiatrists and these motherfuckers who are trying to dissect the situation, they talk about the blue line. They talk about this loyalty. And I think oftentimes what's wonderful about an institution or about a person or about anything is also often a close cousin to what's also toxic about them and what's damaging about them. And I'm just wondering, how do you guys feel about loyalty in the police force? And can you give me examples of fierce loyalty when it's at its most beautiful and its most righteous? And have you ever seen loyalty go astray and not work?
Yeah, that's a dope ass question, man.
It's
That's
dope,
crazy.
but the premise for what we do is we hold everybody accountable. I love this profession. I'm never gonna let a bad seed go through. If a motherfucker did something, yo, let's go. You gotta be accounted for. You gotta go deal with it. I'm not gonna have that around me because if I don't say something, I'm gonna get jammed up.
Straight up.
And there's been times when motherfuckers outcast people. It don't matter to me. At the end of the day, I'm here to do what's best for this department. And as a man, I'm not going to let
community.
nobody fuck that up.
And
I'm
the
not going to let
community.
nobody fuck my name up.
And you're not gonna let anybody fuck up the community.
Absolutely not.
That's the other thing that I see. Because what I've really come to learn, especially being here, because I think this department, as we know, have been through a lot of shit, man. And there have
Yeah.
been some janky motherfuckers who have really. But what I've seen is nobody is hurt more by corrupt policing than the police themselves and good police. And that's something that's just like this wild thing that I think nobody really knows. It is like the corruption that took place in this city has really set back great police officers, and it set back great policing.
You want to know what great officers hate? bad officers.
Dirty motherfucker.
With that loyalty thing, because I heard your episode with Fenton, which I thought was really brilliant.
Justin is awesome.
He's
Shout out to
awesome, man.
Justin
Shout out to
Fenton.
Justin,
My man.
Like, straight
Phenomenal
up, man.
writer.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal, man. And a real
He's
seeker
even,
of
too.
even as fuck, and a seeker of truth in a world that only wants you to be that's concerned with optics and how things look and pandering. I feel like he's really after the truth, man.
He
And
stays to his profession. He stays to his core.
He's a true, there's true police, there's true everything. He's a true journalist, and
Absolutely.
I have mad respect for him. But one of the things that I heard you guys say is that it's not about going and turning somebody in. It's not about going to IAD. It's not really about that. It's about checking them yourself and
In-house
handling the
policing.
situation. Yeah, can you guys explain that?
If it's something like minute, if you curse somebody out, yo, what the fuck you doing? You can't do that, bro.
Right.
Because you're gonna get jammed up.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll lose your job over something so stupid.
Right.
Don't lose your cool over somebody that's being rude and negative to you.
Right.
You're the professional. People look at you like you're here to do a job and serve.
Right.
You're supposed to bring that individual from a 10 down to a 5.
Yeah.
And then once you bring him down to a 5, let him realize what he did wrong.
Yeah.
And that's how you build rapport.
Yeah.
And that's how that individual will appreciate you at the end of the day.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
In my experiences, I've always told people that, like, you might get a kid, first time he got a gun, so he thinks he's the man. So he thinks he could talk to certain people a certain way. And I'm like, yo, you know how many guns are on this block?
That you don't even know right now.
Right. Put that away, right? And this is me checking him, like, listen, it's all about respect. You talk to certain people a certain way, that's it. You don't need this. This is just a tool. You know what I'm saying? And they got to be ready and willing to accept that check, because I'm checking you. Because if you keep thinking, oh, I'm a tough guy and I'm going to go to the gun and all this shit, you're going to find yourself in a really bad situation.
Absolutely.
Because that's not what it's about. It's about talking. How can I help you? Because you called me, right? You dial 911. You're having a bad day.
Yeah.
I can't show up, and that's the problem, right? Because if I'm having a bad day personally, right? My wife is out there doing something, or my spouse, whatever, my kids are wilding, I can't bring that to work. Yeah. I gotta be clear-minded.
But it's a human profession.
It
and
is.
people go through
It
shit,
is.
and you
But
have
that's
to.
what people don't understand.
Right.
That yes, we show up and we put the uniform on. We're not robots. We have feelings. We have to be strong-minded to check that shit at the door, and roll call, and whatever.
But with that hot button, and apologize if this is uncomfortable.
No. What's up?
But like
No,
when
I'm
you
talking some
when you
shit.
take George Floyd, like take it that situation. We've all seen the video. We've
I
all
want to
seen
fuck
whatever.
every one of them officers up.
But explain that.
That's how
Like,
he
if
feels.
you-
I feel
That is
different.
it's so disrespectful, and just that is so bad for policing. Bro, you're not taught to do that to anybody. How do you put your knee on the back of somebody's neck?
That was
what
an
the fuck? That's not a control technique?
Yo, that I guarantee you was an individual decision.
He did what he wanted to do.
That's nothing to do
But
with
what do
being
you?
a cop.
How do you feel about those other officers that did?
They should get time too, because them motherfuckers sat there and watched that man die.
Wow.
So
And will there be people on this force, people that you police with, that have a problem with what you just said?
No. If they do, fuck them.
Fuck them,
see,
right?
for me,
Fuck them.
that's
That's real as fuck.
You already know.
For me-
And they know how I operate. The guard's serious.
Straight.
Don't play that shit.
I like, see, for me, in that aspect,
He too pro police. I'm not.
no,
Wait, no,
it's
no,
not
no,
that,
no,
it's not that.
I'm gonna let them motherfuckers
It's not
have
that.
it.
It's just I was upset from a human aspect. Like, I get that the fact that it was their first day on the job, but it's like as a human,
Yeah.
you should know that's wrong.
You should know that's wrong.
You don't have to go to
100%.
academy to know that was wrong.
Thank you.
up.
Thank you.
That's a human
So
instinct.
what do you
As a
and-
human, you know, like,
and as an expert, as career police officers, legendary police officers in this city, what do you think was the mindset of Derek Chauvin? Like, what was in his mind that day?
You know what?
And I know we can't know for sure. I'm just
I don't
wondering
know,
what your
but
opinion.
you can tell.
What do you see there?
You can tell that he's been in that culture for the longest time, to where he can do what he wants to do.
What is that culture?
A shit culture
Yeah.
for policing.
Yeah. Explain it.
Not listening,
Me versus
not
you.
obeying
Yeah.
the policies and procedures set forth for him to police.
Yeah.
What he took his oath under.
Yeah.
He wanted to do what the fuck he wanted to do, which is a lot of cops go rogue. They get it. It only takes but one small thing to get away with.
Yeah.
Then you start feeling yourself. You feel you got a big dick. You can run around and do what you want to do.
But what is that mentality? Is it a me versus?
I think it's a lot of motherfuckers that were pussies in high school.
That's what I see.
That been bullied their whole
Straight,
fucking
like
life.
just a bitch ass motherfucker who
That
finally has control.
couldn't heal with the guard. You couldn't chill with me at the cool table in high school.
Straight
so
up.
you figure you get a badge to start bullying motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Have you seen that here in Baltimore?
Minimal.
Minimal.
Because
Real
those people
minimal.
get
Now,
checked.
you know what? Policing is totally different now.
But back then,
But now, a lot of people need jobs. So a lot of people come on the job thinking policing is cool and it's fun and they could just get a check.
Yeah.
When you get out in these streets, it's a total ball game. It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Because you got that nipple in your mouth when you're in the academy.
Yeah.
And you sucking on that thing. You good. You feel like, oh man, I got this motherfucking this full milk.
Yeah.
Take care of me, baby.
Straight up.
No 2%.
Straight up.
Right. But when you get when you get you know you're being coddled, you know? But when you get in the streets, it's different.
Yeah.
Nothing can prepare you for the shit till you get into it.
Yep.
I don't care what block you on, where you at, the streets will humble you.
All day.
Somebody gonna humble you.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
it's you know why it's tough? Because there's standards, there's qualifications. If you pass it, you pass. You know, you won't know until you actually in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They can prepare
Yeah.
you as much as they can, you know, through movies, through film, through lectures, through people coming in to talk to you, and to prepare you mentally. But once you see them streets and you got to interact with these people, like how you gonna feel if you tell somebody, so I need you to, and if you start stuttering, he already know you scared.
Yep. They smell
I need
it.
you to clear the corner. Get the fuck out of here.
They smell it. They gonna
What you
test
gonna do?
Let me ask you something.
Police
Absolutely.
Before you come on, please. Before you guys came on the force.
Yeah.
You ever been in a street fight before that?
You motherfucking right.
You ever put your hands on somebody?
Dick
before you
beaters
did
is
that?
official.
Straight up. How about you?
I did more than just fight.
So, how much experience would you say you had in your life with violence before you became a police officer?
lot.
A lot, right? That was a world in which you
lot.
feel comfortable with.
But
before.
you know what? It's. I think it's sad, but it's a gift.
It's an absolute look, man. Experience, period.
You
got
can't-
one
you can't
go round.
buy that shit.
Yes, and like thank for the grace of God.
Yes, sir.
Praise the Lord.
Right.
Everyone is here. You guys are still here.
Right.
Like praise the Lord. You got out of whatever you got into.
Right.
But you've been down that road before, and when someone puts his hands on you,
You know it's.
you've been there before. You know what's up.
Absolutely.
What percentage would you say? I mean, you train officers. You're training officers in the academy. When you're training officers, when
Yeah.
people are coming to look to you, what percentage of those cats that come to you have had violence in their life before? Have had some experience with that?
None of them.
Very small.
Very small.
Very small.
Yeah.
So my question is like, you know, because for me, like I don't know how to get into Derek Chauvin's mindset. That's he's exhibiting something that I don't really understand. Now, them other dudes who didn't do
won't want
shit,
to.
I see some scared people, right? I've seen people make mistakes. Okay, I'm like, look, I've never walked that walk, so who am I to know what it's like to walk around the streets in a uniform with a gun? I don't know. But when I see somebody going to their gun when maybe they could use their hands, the only thing I think of is, okay, that person must be afraid. That person isn't just, there's some hands got on it, they didn't know what to do, so bam, right? Yeah. Okay, so what kind of techniques, what kind of tools can you give them to sort of deal with that fear, and how much do you think fear plays a part of bad decisions?
A lot of it.
A lot of it because
Fear. Everybody's gonna be nervous.
everybody. And then everybody's
Everybody.
fear is different.
Right.
And you're not gonna know how you're gonna react to something until you're in that situation. But you know what would contrast that? Training.
Well, that's it. I mean, the first time you go in the ocean, I don't care who you are, you can be scared as a
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Oh,
but you keep
100%.
going every day, all of a sudden you're swimming in
I
those
feel like-
waves. So when you hear somebody come up with an idea, hey, let's defund the police.
That's the wrong tactic.
Right. So really what it is let's put more funding in, more
we
training.
Need more, if this is what you want, right?
Yeah.
If society wants this type of service.
Yeah.
We need more funding, right?
It's about hand to hand. I wanted to implement boxing, but that's above my pay grade.
Right.
Boxing is paramount. Hand to hand, grappling. That's
Jiu-jitsu.
huge. Jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying?
It's so dope that you said that because if you're proficient, I'm proficient with the hand-to-hand,
Yeah.
I don't need to go.
You don't need to go to the gun work at all.
I don't need that.
How much would you say is the average police officer on the streets of Baltimore? How much hand-to-hand combat training would you say they have in a year?
None, unless they do it personally.
Right.
On their
You
own
have to
time.
train personally.
Yeah, they have to.
And like, why is that?
department
We're
won't
so
pay for it.
short-handed.
Yeah.
They need bodies on the streets.
That's
Like,
the red tape that we can't cross because it's out of our element, but there's a lot of officers that go to the range on their own.
Yeah.
They pay their own money. A lot of them go do MMA.
They do
a lot
Yeah, I
of
mean, I've
them
been talking to a
themselves
lot of
do
guys
boxing.
here. Who,
And
but-
these guys are the most peaceful people you
That's
ever
it.
Absolutely.
Well, I think there's a huge misconception about people who are training all the time that they're actually looking to engage in those situations. And I think it's really interesting. Only if you've been down that road do you know it's actually the complete opposite.
Yeah.
If you're training all
you
the
don't
time.
train just to get into shit.
That's
I mean,
right.
look
You
how
train so you
peaceful-
can get out of it. You train so you
Absolutely.
don't need to go
Right.
there. And if you
I
do,
mean,
you can diffuse it quickly.
Bruce Lee was the pillar of that, right?
Yeah.
He always talked people out of it like, you don't want this.
Right.
Please.
With
go
baby
home,
oil on.
Do you?
Word.
Baby oil on.
Cut, son.
He said with baby oil.
Word.
Can y'all just explain Flex Unit, Jump Out Boys? Can you? And I know that that's how you used to rock. Can you just
so
explain what
it's-
that kind of
It's an
policing
aggressive
is?
element of police work
Yep.
where men are just hunting men. So like in patrol, we're answering calls. Now,
There's a problem.
once
they
you get
tell
out of
to come.
patrol, now you get into that element of I'm only focusing on drugs and guns. So like if I have a hot corner, right? Like a corner where there's a lot of violence, there's a certain group of men, and shout out to all of them and women that do this job every day because there's a 50-50 chance that they could get shot. Back in the day, we could approach them and be like, yo, what's up? What you got on you? And then that's how you get guns. So they were clever. They were like, I'm not gonna carry it on me. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna do certain things.
Hands-on policing is done. That shit is over.
But it's needed.
It's needed to
my-
serve a purpose. In my opinion,
Tell me about. Is there anything about hands-on, jumping out, Flex Unit, Jump Out Boy type?
you got
type
so
policing?
much drugs off the streets. You got so
So
much
many
guns
guns.
off the streets.
Tell me.
You stopped murders. You stopped. It was a huge,
was
a
proactive.
drastic change. I'd say the last time we've been over 300 homicides in how long, Dre? The last 6 years?
Yeah.
The last time it was one something.
197.
197 was
2011.
right. Back when it was hands-on
My
policing.
numbers may be wrong, but it's a
So
around the ballpark.
Look, the bottom line is lives were less
saved
people are
mad
getting
lives.
killed, right?
Yes.
Okay. But would you also agree?
Yeah.
And I'm throwing this out here now because I know this is a question.
Yes, sir.
But that the majority of the potential for corruption and the potential for police doing bad are in those units. Is that a true sentiment or a not true sentiment?
You know what? That's a good question.
It is a great question.
It's a great question. I don't know.
Well, when I go down to the Pueblo Bishop housing projects in South Central,
At
I
the
talk
time,
to those
yes,
guys,
because those motherfuckers are arrested.
when I talk to people who are on the other side, right, good people,
Yeah.
what they say is their main beef with the police is that their youngsters are sitting around the corners doing their thing, and motherfuckers are coming up, throwing them up against a car, throwing them up against a wall, searching their shit, calling this, and that.
I think
And as
that-
people who grew up in those kinds of neighborhoods, and maybe you've had those kinds of experience with the police, how do you guys feel? Because that is that.
no, you're absolutely true. I agree. I think
I think they're
you know what? When you give a motherfucker a rope, sometimes they hang themselves with it.
It's a human profession. It's a human.
So there's great police that was doing the job to a T in that time frame, but also it was ones that just doing extra just because they know they could do it.
Straight up.
So I agree with that assessment because even I've seen it growing up where police would just be assholes and abuse their authority because they can.
Right.
And they think the shit is cool.
Just small dick motherfuckers.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Exactly.
straight up.
Short dick in their whole life.
That's right.
and they ain't got the girth to measure up.
Straight
but
up.
anywho,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, and it fuck with them mentally.
Yeah.
So they figure they want to take that out on anybody else.
But
Just
with
us.
cats like you, and when I talk to like my boy, when we talk to Maggio,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
shout out to him.
you talk about a dude who is in it for the whole right reasons. Who's like, I'm going to
100%.
police the way I'm going to police,
Facts.
and I'm out here because I grew up in this community.
He's a legend.
And he's like, I am going to take the fight to the bad guys, but I still do it with empathy, care, and compassion for the community that I police in. But the bottom line that is inarguable, that I feel like what you guys are saying, what I'm hearing from both the police and honestly from the element on the other side, what I keep hearing is that, look, at the end of the day, murder rates are skyrocketing, crime is skyrocketing because you're taking those units off the street. So what's the answer? And in my opinion, it's amplifying. And let's, instead of just spending all this time, and I understand that it's necessary, looking at these people who fuck up and do
Right.
terrible, depraved, awful shit, let's look at the motherfuckers who are doing it right. Like, let's look at the
Right.
dudes who are policing hard.
So to add to what he's saying, and I agree with that, but also let's look at the flip side of the coin, right? Those guys in the Pueblo Bishop, right? A lot of them, I don't know any of them. You know, shout out to them or whatever.
Straight up.
And if you say they with it, I believe you because I'm with you and you with us.
Yeah, straight up.
But how many of them are just like, hey, this guy hemmed me up for no reason? Like, on both sides, we have to take ownership.
Straight up.
So you can't cry if you out there slinging and you poisoning your community, and you out there with the banger and you blowing and you put orders in. You can't really complain when the police pull up on you and they check you.
Straight up.
You can't complain.
Straight up.
Because you out here.
Tell me about policing before and after the body camera and the cell phone and what roles they play.
You know what? Pre-body camera, of course, they would just take it for what it's worth, whatever was documented. You know what I'm saying? And there was so much gray area. Well, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. What
My
body
word
worn
versus
cameras
yours.
now,
Yeah.
it sees everything. So when the suspect will say, no, I didn't do that, you said it all here on footage, bro.
Like search on
So
camera.
yeah, it's on camera. So everything is there for the public, even for the public to say, in some cases, oh, he was going to college, he was gonna stop.
No doubt. I get it, but it's on the
It's
camera.
on the camera.
That's what you wanted,
Right, that's what you wanted. So I love the body on camera because
dope.
it shows them how some people can be ignorant.
Yeah.
It shows the real life of what an officer goes through.
Yeah.
How he's being spoken to
Yeah.
on a regular,
Yeah. And
on top of everything.
And you know what's crazy? They see that shit.
Yo, it's crazy.
There's no empathy towards police officers.
They don't give a fuck about police officers.
That was
many
the
body
thing.
We could go to a call, our first call, or be a shooting. After we clear it up, go to homicide, we back 10-8 in service. How about a fucking child abuse? How about a girl being killed? Throat being cut.
All on body camera.
All on body wall, all blood. We see blood organs, everything.
Meanwhile, you got your daughter calling you, hey dad, I just wanted to call you and say goodnight. And you thinking about your kid like,
And you think about this
Fuck.
teenager that was just stuffed in this fucking storm
and
drain.
now you know, like the homicide, shout out to 2100.
Word.
Now they gotta go inform that family and give them that bad news. You know what I'm saying?
And think
That
about
shit
that.
And then go home to their own kids.
all
You gotta-
day.
You go home and your kids and you know how many times I go home and I'm hugging my kids and I'm just like, it's crazy because of the shit we see.
There's no such thing as a regular 8-hour day. in the
Never.
city.
Every 8-hour day, no matter how much overtime you do,
Ever.
no matter what district you at, every hour is different. Shit just changes.
And try doing that for 15, 20 years.
It
and
changes.
think you're a sane person.
It changes.
And you're not getting help.
And then every time.
I commend the department because there are units now that are strictly designed to take care, ask that officer to get help with, to seek help, to speak with somebody. Yo, to be an officer in this city, I love it. I never take it back. I
Any
will
city.
always be a Baltimore
All
city, but
cities.
all cities involved, you go through it.
Go through it.
Mentally, on top of what you're doing in your personal life, and then you got to deal with, the job at hand. You got to be built for it.
Yeah. But now there's this new element
Of what?
which is every time you guys get out of the car, you got a cell phone on you, and you got, hey, you guys are the enemy. Like, and that's this new. I mean, I know there's always probably been a certain degree of that, but like right now.
I mean, that's what we signed up for. That shit don't bother me.
Yeah, but right now they're capitalizing off it because they know they can make money off of it. But every officer that steps out of the car, he knows he's there to do a job. We don't mind body cameras because we're following the letter of the law.
That's right.
What he said, tell me what you want me to do. If you change the law, I'm gonna do what the law says.
I'm game. Right. It's not personal for me.
It ain't personal.
You know what's personal for me?
I don't know you.
Getting out there talking to these business owners, talking to everybody, because that's what community, policing is. Going to the churches, talking, speaking to everybody that you come across. Yeah. So that you can eliminate violence when they see you, when the dope boys see you. Because once you talk to them, you already know
their name.
Right. Like you build your own little stat sheet, your own little book.
Yeah.
Just off of, because we there. You think I'm 8 hours bullshitting? I'm 8 hours watching what you're doing, who you're interacting with, who comes to see you at 10:30 in the morning. I don't got to throw the hands with you. Stop.
I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch you.
90% of the job is talking, period.
But that only comes when you've had some time,
it does come with time.
Experience,
yes.
It does complete confidence.
Yes, because it's all about the circle you keep. I keep my circle small. I don't have friends. I have brothers. Big difference. A lot of times you got to teach people how to treat you. No motherfucker gonna talk to me any kind of way they want. Supervisor, lieutenant, captain. Everybody gets slapped in their fucking face. Don't talk to me any kind of way you want.
Yeah, because you're a man, I'm a man.
Because at the end of the day, I'm a king. And when I leave it, and when I take this uniform off, motherfuckers still gonna love me for who I am. A lot of these motherfuckers on the job for their own particular reasons. When they leave that uniform, they pussies when they get out of work. Niggas don't respect them, pardon my French.
It's true.
Who are you when you gotta put that motherfucker, when you put that uniform and you gotta leave it and take it off? Who are you when you get the fuck out of that district or that precinct to drive home? You know how many motherfuckers that are scared to retire, or when they retire they don't leave their house? They tint the windows in every house and every window of their house because they don't want to leave that shit because all the dirty shit they did in the course of their career. I'm real. And when you know a real one, if you treat a motherfucker bad, pardon my spitting.
You be good, man.
But what's real with life, if you treat a motherfucker bad and you good with that and you having a good time because you got a badge, you don't know what that motherfucker gonna do to you. Even if you let him off the hook, but you treated him like shit.
Don't
what
go
if that
away,
motherfucker
man.
wait till you get off work to follow you to know where you live?
That's right.
It's so dope.
Do you know how deep this shit get?
Hey, yo.
I'm telling you, shit is different.
But do you think the reason why the two of you guys can go into the community, treat people with respect, treat people with empathy, have love for everybody in that community, see yourself in everybody in that community, is because you also have the ability when you're off duty or even when you're on to go to places and be completely comfortable in places
100%.
that most people are too afraid to go.
100%.
I'm comfortable anywhere I go.
Everywhere we go. You put me in Africa right now. We go to Fallujah. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not feeding no lion. I ain't fucking with that.
I don't gotta feed the lion. But guess what? The nigga feeding the lion.
You give me the Jesus
my
slippers
fault.
and
The
we'll walk
dude
in the
feeding the lion.
Yeah, but other than that,
He gonna be like, yeah,
fuck that.
they're not gonna feed lions.
I'm good.
But
Yeah.
I respect them.
What are the Silverbacks, man? Tell me
It's
what
exactly
it means
that.
to you.
Like, I mean, our logo, you see it blue. We call him Blue the Gorilla.
Yeah.
He has his eyes blacked out. He don't see no evil, hear no evil. He's here to do a job. And he's in a suit. He's a gentleman, like he said, but he's also gangster. Because a real Silverback would tear your ass apart.
Yeah.
But you got to get him to that point. We don't want to get to that point.
And who the Silverbacks are? What? They're a group. They're a group
We're a
of
troop. It's a mentality.
Yeah.
And it's the guys we came up with.
We called ourselves the Silverbacks because we always took care of each other. We always had each other in line. We always worked out after work. We made sure, and you had to work overtime if you was fucking with us.
Oh, yeah. That was a criteria. You had to work overtime, and you had to work out after the shit.
You just had to. This is the new hierarchy of policing. We switching the whole game up.
On some luxury shit.
Word, sexy.
We doing luxury policing.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to put the handcuffs
Hold up.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put the handcuffs on you sophisticated.
Right.
On some Rick Ross shit.
Listen,
Shout out
relax,
to Rick
take your
Ross.
time. But
know
let's
what
sip
I'm
with
saying?
some Bel Air, you heard?
You know what I'm saying?
Why?
I'm gonna serve you champagne.
But listen, we understand, we know, but you know
Yeah.
what? We giving everything to policing. We love it.
Straight up.
Policing is easy to us. It's not hard. It's
up.
just the individual.
Fucking go.
Yeah.
We're agents of our department. We love our department. Shout out to Baltimore City Police Department. And
Shout out to all departments.
all departments
The
worldwide.
best job in the world. I know you probably said that about your profession, but yo, being a cop is the best thing.
Right.
Like, it's the best job ever.
I could be a role too. Shit.
Yeah, no, I don't say that.
Put a
about
singlet on and shit. It's not wrestling.
You know
no
what I'm
fucking
saying?
Higgins.
Ooh, can you
One
imagine
minute I'm
him
working
in
a
the city?
baseball game, one minute I'm working a shoot.
Right.
One minute I'm, you know what I'm saying, saving a little kid.
Fuck the wrestling shoes. Put some
Next
Timbs
minute,
on.
I'm in a high-speed chase.
Right.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
I couldn't believe that dude the other day who pulled up on us. You were like, here comes the hammer. Remember that dude?
Yeah.
Remember in the alley?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not just talking about that?
He said, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That's every day.
Yeah. 100%.
Yo, it's great. Seriously, bro.
100%.
The city
yeah.
is.
Yo,
the
this-
city is.
No disrespect. Listen, no disrespect to any municipal
This is
department.
the training ground.
This is
Like,
the forefront of policing.
If you want to be a cop, like,
Word.
obviously, yeah, you big cities, but if you want some real shit where, like, a sergeant will walk in the room and be like, yo, Jay, yo, we're going to hit a door, come through.
Wow.
And, like, you showed up to work and, like, I'm getting ready to write reports. And then it's like, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like KG, you show up, hey, we're doing a federal, blah, 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 right? And it's like, fuck, this is what I'm about to do. You get that experience.
I love it.
Man, I love y'all, man.
Love you more, bro.
Yo, cheers,
Appreciate
bro.
you guys. Yo, cheers.
Cheers.
I wish I had something to sip
Doing that
on, but
shit.
yo,
Yeah.
I
We're
mean,
gonna go
Drake
get
let's
all
go
that
with the
good
ice
shit.
and shit.
Hey,
That means you busy.
Hey, God
You know?
bless
Yeah.
both of y'all, man.
Nah, thank
bless
you.
y'all, man.
Thank you for
y'all.
Appreciate you,
allowing
bro.
us to talk to you.
Come
you know what
on,
I'm saying?
dog. Come on,
And we
man.
talking that shit.
It's a privilege. You're
No,
exactly
it's an
who-
honor just to be here, bro.
Yo, shout out to this beautiful space. You know what I'm saying?
Straight
Word
up,
out. Shout out to my sexy Crocs. You know what I'm saying? We walking saucy.
With the high socks.
You know what I'm saying? Silverback Chronicles Podcast. We love you. We appreciate you.
Dude.
Shout out to my brother, Jon Bernthal. Come on.
Appreciate
Real
you,
ones.
All
bro.
day.
Appreciate y'all. Silverback, dog. Silverback.
Real ones.
Real ones all day. What's that? That's a phenomenal
Real
tag
ones.
team right
Back
there,
at you.
baby.
Real
Come on
Back
now.
at you,
Ones.
man. Yeah.
Shout out to the Real Ones Network. We love you guys. We
Hell
appreciate
yeah, hell
you.
yeah.
Listen, Silverback Chronicles Podcast, we love you. We working. Listen, if there's anything you want to see, we are real active detectives. We do this. We here to help. We here to bridge the community, bridge the gap from police. It's not just about police, it's about everybody. Everybody has a voice that needs to be heard. And we have that
Love you too,
platform.
dog. Love
And
you
we
too,
want you to
dog.
come in and say, say your piece. And we love you.
Shout out to everybody podcasting. Shout out to, people doing something positive with a platform. Because, we need more positivity in this world.
Absolutely.
Fuck all that negative shit. Nobody gives a fuck about no colors. Let's get to the solution. Let's hug each other. Let's love each other. And that's it, man.
And the
Peace
reason
and
why I
love.
say we're the #1 law enforcement podcast, because we are. Motherfuckers ain't talking the way we talk. The swag is different. It's
different.
Individual, everything is
yo,
different.
different.
You heard?
Hey, shout out to BPD. Shout out to the Baltimore Police Department, this wonderful community that has taken me in. Ooh, I love you. Ooh, I love you.
Yo, shout out to bartenders, man. They listen to all that shit
Yo.
that we talk about, and they just
Hey, yo.
fucking take it.
Take it easy.
All of them.
Take it easy.
Thanks for being here, everybody. I really appreciate it. If you dug what you saw and you want to hear more, subscribe, like, do all that stuff. It'd mean a lot to us. I hope you dig these episodes as much as we dig doing them. You guys take care of yourself.